a typical Pixalearn learning session. Before we start, every time, so we are giving you an example of how we conducted our FAR sessions so that you get an idea of what to expect when you sign up for our courses. When you sign up for any course in Pixalearn, you're given access to the Pixalearn LMS. In the LMS, you would have your tracker, which is the budget, the number of sessions that we are taking, what are we going to teach, and how each session is paired up with every single content provider. So for CPA, we have various content providers, and you could be following any of these content providers, and each of our sessions, which are concept linked, are marked to these sessions. And you could also just look at the content that you are following in order to know which part of the content you are covering. The status every day is updated in the tracker. So you know, for FAR at the moment, we had 45 sessions. We just concluded it last weekend. So we had 45 sessions, and there were some unique MCQs that we did in the class, and we gave you some very high level practice MCQs for your own study. We also discussed some 50 Sims in the live class, and we had 20 Sims that were given. Now, typically we teach through the Sims, and each of these Sims that we're talking about are proprietary Sims developed from scratch. So if you look at it now, let's talk about the first class. The class links are uploaded on the LMS, and then after every session, the same day itself, we are going to upload the recorded sessions on the LMS. If you look at it, these are the material that we use to teach, and after every session is done, the materials are uploaded on the LMS so that you could follow what was done in the class. Now, every session has some class Sims that we're going to discuss in the live class, where you have the access to these Sims, and we do it together when we're doing it in the live class. So if you just look at this is the first Sim that we had, and the idea is to teach you the entire concept practically. So once we have done these Sims in the live class, you would be able to figure out the concepts on your own, and the best part is you would be able to work out all the MCQs from the required content that you're following on a one-to-one basis. That means if we have 3 sessions, so we have 3 weekday sessions, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. And every session would have these class Sims that we are doing. There is a tracker that links every session to your base content material, and you would be able to follow it up with the MCQ. So the moment we complete a session, we are doing it with so much of depth, complexity, and brevity. So these are the 3 things that we are aiming at. Less is more is one of the dictums that we follow. So we give you less Sims, but those are really classic Sims, so that if you solve those, you should be able to work out all the MCQs from your base material on your own. Now we also have something which is termed as our MCQs. Every topic would have a very crisp, maybe 4 or 5 questions from each topic, but these are really high grade, nice questions, which ideally we look at it as a challenge question. If you've been able to master all the MCQs from your base material, then when you look at these practice question test, as we call it, and if you're able to crack these, then you should be really happy, because that means you've successfully mastered the entire topic. Typically, you start with the tracker, you know what is it, what is the entire schedule, and we have a very good record of entire teaching, live teaching within the time frame that we have allocated. So you know what you're going to be taught on that particular day. The sessions are clearly structured. We teach through live Sims. These Sims are not the Sims which are there in your base content provider. So you know these are extra Sims that you would be doing over and above your base content. Follow it up with MCQs and the Sims from your base material, and then just wrap it up with the MCQ tests with Pixalearn. That's the modus operandi. And in the end, now again, you have to understand that most of these were created out of real good feedbacks that we received from hundreds of students, and many of them complained that they need something for a last minute revision. So we came up with something which we term as a ready reckoner, or a last 3 days before the exam summary. So the entire FAR has been summed up in this summary, where you have each of these one-pagers, where you just simply go to it, and then we have the entire schedule being mapped up. So Ideally, we have our PPTs through which we teach. After the PPTs, there is a live sim that we take together. The idea is to help you with all the concepts in the depth that is required, but at the same time, put you in a state where you can directly go and do the MCQs. You don't have to wait, because the biggest gap is between learning and between taking the questions at the same time. So we have devised our study curriculum in such a way that immediately after you've done the class, you should be able to go and do the MCQs from your base material. You don't need to spend time in reading the material, in going through any other lecture. Be completely active in the class, have a live interactive session, and then straight away go to the MCQs, follow it up with Sims from your base material. And then if you want, you can just do the MCQs from Pixalearn so that you're able to see, yes, we've done everything and we are good to go. And see, ideally, we give you all of these one-pagers after every session, and these one-pagers are then collated, and in the end, it becomes a ready reckoner where you can revise everything. The idea is what you learn once, you don't let it slip from your fingers at all. That's as far as the class is concerned. To know more about Pixalearn, keep following our channel. Thank you.